You guys, we need to talk about James Charles because he just got himself into some serious hot water. And no, this isn't about any of the usual drama you're thinking of. This time, it's something completely different. And honestly, it might be even messier. A TikToker just exposed him for the most hypocritical move, and the internet is not letting it slide. So buckle up, because we're diving into all of it. James Charles recently posted a YouTube video where he bought every TikTok makeup ad that popped up on his For You page. Sounds innocent enough, right? Wrong, because one creator, a woman named Lauren Roscoe, felt personally attacked by the video and decided to call him out. Lauren isn't some massive influencer with millions of followers. She's a 37-year-old woman who posts beauty content and funny parody songs on TikTok. She's literally just trying to make a living by sharing products she genuinely loves, which is what most creators do on the platform. At first, Lauren wasn't even going to say anything about what James did. She figured, who cares? But the more she thought about it, the more frustrated she got, and she realized she had to speak up. And honestly, I don't blame her. Because what James did in that video was kind of wild, and the more you hear about it, the more you're going to understand why people are upset. So let's talk about James's video and what exactly he was trying to do. The concept was simple. He would scroll through TikTok until he found makeup products being promoted, and he'd buy whatever came up until he had a full face of makeup. But here's where things get messy. Throughout the entire video, James is basically trashing TikTok shop creators. He's calling their content scammy, clickbaity, and rage bait. He says these videos are designed to manipulate people into buying things just so the creator can make money off of them. Now, on the surface, sure, there are definitely some over-the-top TikTok shop videos out there. We've all seen them. But here's the thing that makes this whole situation so ironic and honestly kind of infuriating. James Charles himself sells products on TikTok shop. His makeup brand Painted is literally on the platform and he promotes it all the time. And you know what? He uses the exact same sales techniques that he's criticizing in this video. We're talking dramatic product reveals, loud and energetic promos, limited time sales, all of it. So for him to sit there and act like these creators are doing something wrong when he does the literal same thing, it just doesn't sit right. Let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. In past TikTok videos, James has promoted his makeup sponges by saying they're twice the size of a typical beauty blender, but only half the price. He's done videos where he's yelling about crazy sales and limited time bundles. He's used gimmicks, dramatic makeup looks, and urgent calls to action to get people to buy his products. Sound familiar? Because that's literally what he's criticizing other creators for doing in this new YouTube video. There's even a moment in the video where James says, some of these creators will literally do anything to make a sale, and then he stops himself and says, let me keep my mouth shut and be respectful. But that line right there is already dripping with judgment. And the fact that he's saying this while being someone who actively participates in TikTok shop culture, the hypocrisy is just glaring. People weren't going to let that slide, and Lauren definitely wasn't going to let that slide, especially after what happened next. So here's where things get personal. In James's video, he ends up coming across one of Lauren's TikToks. She's reviewing a BB cream that Cardi B recommended, and she's doing it in her usual casual, friendly way. She tries 2 different shades to find the right color match, talks about how the product works, and shares why she likes it. Pretty standard beauty content, right? Nothing crazy, nothing over the top, just a woman reviewing a product she enjoys. But James, he had a lot to say. First, he watches her put on the wrong shade and immediately goes, "That is not your color, girl," in this really condescending tone. Which is funny because later in the video, James himself puts on a foundation that doesn't match his face and justifies it by saying he matches his foundation to his arms and chest. And you know what Lauren said in her original video? The exact same thing. She literally explained that she matches her foundation to her body and not her face because her face isn't as tan. So James mocked her for something and then turned around and did the same thing. Then there's this moment where Lauren says, "Okay, Cardi," referring to Cardi B, and James and his videographer go off about how much they hate when people talk to celebrities like they know them. James says it drives him crazy. But here's the irony in that. James Charles is a celebrity. He has millions of fans who talk to him like they're besties. They comment on his posts saying things like, "Okay, James," or "Love you, James." Isn't that the whole point of being a creator? To make people feel like they know you and can relate to you? So for him to criticize Lauren for doing that with Cardi B feels so backwards, especially when his entire brand is built on people feeling connected to him. But here's the real kicker. The thing that made Lauren the most upset and honestly made the whole situation even more ridiculous. After all that judgment, after all the shade and the mockery, James ends up absolutely loving the BB cream that Lauren recommended. He gives it a 9 out of 10 rating. He links it in his video description. And the link? It says sponsored, which means James is literally making money off of this product that he just spent time criticizing Lauren for promoting. So let's recap. James made a video where he called TikTok Shop content scammy and clickbaity. He mocked Lauren's video specifically, criticized her shade matching, and made fun of her for being a Cardi B fan. And then he turned around, loved the product she recommended, linked it in his own video, and made commission off of it. The exact thing he was criticizing her for doing. Do you see why people are upset? Because this isn't just hypocritical. It's hypocritical, and he profited from it. Lauren was understandably frustrated. In her response video, she pointed out all of these contradictions. She talked about how she's just a regular woman trying to make a living, going through IVF, posting content she enjoys, and sharing products she genuinely likes. She wasn't doing anything different from what thousands of other creators do on TikTok. And for James, someone with millions of subscribers and a massive platform, to mock her and then profit from her recommendation, it felt really unfair. She said the whole thing felt like rage bait, which is ironic because that's exactly what James accused TikTok Shop creators of doing. What I think bothered Lauren the most, and what bothered a lot of people, is that James could have made this video without tearing other creators down. He could have said, "I'm going to buy every TikTok makeup ad on my For You page and see if they're actually good." That's it. That's the video. He didn't need to call people scammers. He didn't need to mock their content or act like they're doing something wrong, especially when he does the exact same thing to promote his own brand. The judgment and the condescension were completely unnecessary, and that's what made people so angry. Now, James did try to respond. He left a comment under Lauren's video saying that she left out the part where he corrected himself, said her shade match was actually perfect, and told her she looked beautiful. He said the point of his video was to test whether TikTok Shop recommendations were good or just rage bait, and he ended up loving the product because of her. He signed off with "all love on my end." But here's the thing, James ended up deleting that comment, and when someone asked Lauren why, she said it was because people started saying mean things to him in the replies. Lauren also said that his comment felt backhanded. She compared it to when Regina George says, "That's a really cute skirt" in Mean Girls. Like, sure, it's technically a compliment, but the tone and context make it feel anything but genuine. And honestly, I get what she means, because saying someone looks beautiful doesn't erase the fact that you mocked them on camera to millions of people. It doesn't undo the condescending tone or the judgment. It feels like damage control more than an actual apology. Lauren even said she felt bad because the comment section on her video turned into a James Charles bash session. And that wasn't her intention. She didn't want to bully him or make people pile on with hate, but people told her she shouldn't delete the video because James brought this on himself. He made the choice to mock other creators while doing the exact same thing they do. He made the choice to profit off of content he criticized, and people weren't going to let that slide. At the end of the day, I think the issue here is pretty clear. James could have made this video without being judgmental. He could have reviewed TikTok Shop products, shared his honest opinions, and linked the ones he liked without calling anyone scammy or clickbaity. But he didn't do that. He chose to throw shade at creators who are just trying to make a living, and then he turned around and did the exact same thing to make money himself. That's what people are upset about. The hypocrisy is just too glaring to ignore. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Do you think James was out of line, or do you think people are overreacting? Should Lauren have said something, or should she have just let it go? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and send this to a friend who's been following the James Charles drama as hard as we have. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!